Hello, everybody, and I'm back to Kusog7ande, the bad video game tournament. Holy cow. That was, oh my gosh, that was a lot of fun watching Crazy Taxi, seeing all of the fun with that. Honestly, I haven't played any of the Crazy Taxi. I haven't played those games, any of them. The GBA game is definitely not the best of them, is what I would say. Let's go ahead and let me make sure. Okay, I'm ready. Let's reveal the second game. Crappy, take us away. Yeah, kill those cows. Ha. Well, our GM for game number 3 out of 4 today is none other than Novasol. Novasol, how them all. Wait, Cosmic, hello.
Oh.
Wait, are you giving the game out?
I thought it was match 3. I thought Nova was match 4.
How come the game already? Okay. I'm so confused. Cosmic. Fine. Cosmic. I don't know. I've done so bad today with everything. I hope that I have the right game listed here, because if not, then we're gonna have a very big surprise. There you go. That looks like Cosmic the Dolphin. That's more you. Hello there, Cosmic. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
By the way, we totally do not have Novasol for the 4th match. Nothing to see here. I don't know. This is like the most Kuso of Grandes that we have had. So you've got a game to give out, and I hope that I have the right game and not Novasol's game.
Well,
and we're gonna find out really soon. So what game are you giving out today?
Let's see if it pops up correctly. It should be Marko's Magic Football.
That's the game that I have! Look at
Yay!
him! He looks like a dork. Oh.
Yes, Marko is a little bit of a... He's a very interesting character.
Okay, why so?
Well, I mean, so Marko is not the hero of the game. I mean, he kind of is. We can go into the story as we go, but the football is a sentient being in this game.
Oh no.
Or the soccer ball.
So it's like Castaway with Tom Hanks.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but oh wait, no, we can see the intro storyline here with a few of our people whenever.
Yeah, give me a second. I gotta capture. Well, the players will have 1 hour to try to make as much progress through this football game, aka soccer game, as they can.
Yeah. So yeah, this game was released in Europe and Australia as Marko's Magic Football. It was released in the US just as Marko because they didn't want to, I guess, name it Marko's Magic Soccer Ball. I think they must have felt that was too long of a name.
I could imagine that, like having a Magic Football. Yeah, it's short enough, but soccer ball, one, nobody really cares about soccer, or at least cared about soccer too much here back in the day. It was much more popular outside of the US, although I think that soccer has grown in popularity in recent years. Like, people have realized how much fun it is. Odd thing is that Utah actually we don't have very many professional sports. Yeah, we have the Utah Jazz for basketball. Outside of that, though, our biggest pro sports team is a soccer team. Yeah. So, for some reason, I think it's partly because soccer, for kids was very popular here in Utah, and it makes sense why we would have a professional soccer league here. So yeah, I can approve of that. I'm very interested to see how true this is to soccer. Yeah, Real Salt Lake, named after the European team, because guess what? We didn't have very much creativity. I mean, we stole the Utah Jazz. It was We have no jazz here in Utah, okay? Like, it should be the Utah Michael Bublé.
But was it the Utah Jazz originally based in St. Louis? I think it was. Yeah.
I believe it was originally based in a place that had jazz, but yeah. Like, or the Utah... Yeah. What's the most generic version of music out there? The most...
New Orleans with Pistol Pete.
You've got a lot of noise in the background from time to time.
Oh, that is an open window.
I see.
Yeah, sorry about that. Open window with big old bus going by.
It happens. It happens to the best of us. Well, here we go. Here's Magic Marko. Apparently, the ball got transformed by radioactive sludge.
It's basically, so the game storyline is that Colonel Brown, that is the enemy's name, wants to make super villainous creatures.
Okay.
And he does that by pouring sludge over them. Marko happens to see him doing it, and the soccer ball football gets sludge poured on it as well, and causes the football to become sentient.
Okay, I'm glad that you can apparently summon footballs wherever you go, so that's handy. Okay, it looks like 3 out of 4 of our players are quote-unquote ready. I'm waiting for, I believe it's False Igabod to confirm.
Yeah.
False Igabod, where are you? Oh, that kind of hurt. That sound, whatever it was. The cat, the cartoon Mavericks. Okay, there we go. This is very farty music. Okay, we are ready. Everybody, I need you to get all of your sports emotes, whatever sports emotes you love the most, or ball emotes, I suppose, and spam those because we are doing the countdown. Best of luck to the players. We are here with Marko's Magic Football, a platformer with soccer ball elements in it, I guess. I'm just glad that you do not have to like take the ball everywhere that you go. That is my most hopeful thing in this game. Okay, and all of the players are off to a quick start, so tell me a little bit about this game. What do we have?
So the controls of this game are actually incredibly diabolical, and so there's a run. If you run, the soccer ball does not go with you.
Well, that's not good. I'm going to have to recapture Okami real quick so that the game looks right. That's fine. I can do that. Welcome to video games, everybody. Sometimes it's hard to capture people. Gotcha.
Okami already got to the 2nd level. This
Very
game
nice.
Potentially go quick, but the first level is the only one that's really easy to get through. From here, starting on level 2, it's very bizarre. So your only way to attack is by kicking your soccer ball, football. You could use the soccer football as a trampoline.
Okay.
You have about 5 or 6 different kicks that you could do that are all different input combinations, and all of them have different amounts of power.
Interesting. Is this a 3-button Genesis game? I don't know very many 6-button Genesis games, so I would assume it is.
Yeah, this is a 3-button. So Kami and Kalen, and False Igabod have all gotten into level 2. Level 2 is a maze, and the game doesn't tell you this, but you can't exit level 2 by just going to the exit.
Okay.
There are some levels in this game that to make the exit appear, you need to destroy barrels of sludge. which levels require you to destroy everything.
I'm very concerned when we already see a game over and it doesn't look like there continues.
There are no continues.
I am very concerned about this. By the way, the same company that made this, I believe, Cartoon Mavericks, may have made one of the versions for James Bond 007 The Duel. No, JK, it wasn't the company that made that. It was one of the people who worked on this, specifically the producer and one of the main programmers for the game, also made that 007 game. A little worrying, we have another person who worked on this who worked on various Harry Potter games.
Domark was a British game studio that basically just did a ton of licensed games and then would occasionally do their own thing. So I think they actually did about 4 or 5 James Bond games in total. None of them any of the good James Bond games.
Well, I mean, you got The Spy Who Loved Me. That was their first game that they published.
They were a pretty small studio, and Marko's Magic Football was one of 11 games they released in '93.
I mean, it looks like they published it and had a smaller group, possibly in, it might have been within the studio that they had a smaller group called the Cartoon Mavericks that made this game. But yeah, it doesn't really appear to be the best game out there. From what I'm seeing, the Cartoon Mavericks was never a real company. They were just internal development for Domark. So they just gave this little group the name the Cartoon Mavericks. They were also called the Kremlin, although that was owned by Domark. Why would they call their development group the Kremlin? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you got US Gold. Why not have the Kremlin making games?
Yeah. Okay, so Tristal has finally figured out that, yes, the toxic sludge barrels do damage to you as you touch them. So, yeah, that's why he wasn't able to... That's why he got so many game overs. He just kept walking into that without actually attacking the barrel and just kept dying on it. But Tristal skipped the password. And False Gigabot also has a game over. Did they do the password? I don't know.
Well, we will find out. Apparently, one of the senior tool developers for Jurassic World Evolution, the new Jurassic World game that has come out, as well as one of the programmers for Zoo Tycoon, Ultimate Animal Collection, Planet Coaster, was one of the people who did programming for this game. So there's at least one person who sort of escaped the James Bond / soccer company and moved on to some really fantastic games.
Yeah. Okami is into stage 3.
What is this? I love this. Is that a golf ball?
I think that is. I think that is a guy just bouncing on a ball. Chat said the hearts don't seem to do anything. The hearts do give you 1 health. However, all of our competitors seem to have been hanging out at like 0 or 1 health all the time, so it's not something we notice anyway.
Yeah, they're taking a lot of damage.
Yeah. However, Okami has made it through the first area. They are all stage 3 was all they needed to do was go right. And Kaylin was doing the same thing. They just need to walk right like 5 steps. And there you go. That's the end of stage 3.
That's not necessarily a bad thing, just having it go right. There are a lot of areas to explore. So the big question is there anything beneficial? Is it worth going and collecting any of these stars for the chance at a 1-up, or is that more likely going to get you killed?
The stars do absolutely nothing. They only increase your score. They do not give you lives. The some levels, to get to the exit, you need to you need to destroy a certain number of um, what is it? A certain number of sludge barrels, and certain levels, what you need to do is just avoid absolutely everything, because some levels, but not all levels, have a massive countdown timer based on how many items you picked up.
Okay.
But not all levels do that.
By the way, it seems like it's easiest to find the Super Nintendo manual for this. I've been having a hard time finding information for the Genesis version, but I got the story from the Super Nintendo version. You want to hear some lore?
Oh, yes, please.
All right, here we go. Introduction. Marko was mad. Football mad. All day he played football, and all night he dreamt about the game. And that's the way things would have stayed if it hadn't been for the deadly plan cooked up by the evil Colonel Brown in the bowels of his sinister toy factory. Not content with his lot, the cunning colonel had devised a plan for the domination of North Sterlington. Using his latest evil invention, a deadly genetic sludge, the evil genius plans to turn the town's cute and cuddly animals into deadly sludge monsters. In the dead of night, the colonel's hapless? I don't know. Hapless helpers place toxic canisters of the sludge around North Sterlington. Surely nothing or nobody can stop the colonel's plans now. Well, maybe there is one person on his way to footy practice. Oh my gosh, I can't say that without like breaking character. On his way to footy practice, Marko kicks his ball into a dark alley. Peering into the darkness, he sees the most amazing thing, a meek rat turned into a hideous sludge creature by the colonel's sludge. Cripes! The mutant rat makes his move, but Marko is quicker, seeing the rotten rodent off with a quick smack of his magic football. Hang on a minute. Magic football? What happened here? Who cares? With his new ball by his side, our hero takes off into the depths of North Sterlington to see what's going on. I love that the manual's like, he just has a football, magic football for some reason. Nobody cares, but he is able to kill things with it.
So the Genesis manual, I could send it to you later. The Genesis manual, I've only found the Australian version, but it's got some incredibly good just typos in it. Like,
shoot it over to me. That would be completely fine. Yeah.
And whenever I say typos, it's like grammatical typos. I know I've sent it to. Who did I send it to? Because I think I sent it to Time Stalker. I'm trying to remember who I sent this game to test.
By the way, Marko has a very weird jump. Like, he jumps higher than I would expect. I'm glad that he does. Like, honestly, it feels like he jumps too high for a Super Nintendo game like this. But I would prefer too high over too low.
Yeah, he jumps very high.
It's kind of floaty looking, but at the same time, it doesn't seem too bad.
Yeah, he has a very high jump. It's very floaty. The issue is that since you have no way of attacking in the air, since the only way you can attack is by kicking your soccer ball. Oh, and Okami got a checkpoint, so they are no longer tied for first. They are just clearly first. Good. Yeah, the only way to attack is by kicking your soccer or football, and whenever you jump, you leave the soccer or football on the ground.
So no attacking while you're in the air. It's only when you're on the ground. Do you summon the football with your attack button as well?
It is a separate button. The B button is an attack, A button is jump, and C is to summon the football back to you whenever you lose it on the Genesis controller.
Wait a second. Genesis.
Yeah,
Because does that? Okay, because A is on the left.
Yeah.
Right? So the
Yeah.
leftmost button is jump.
Yes.
I dislike that.
Actually, I'm sorry.
I don't really
A
like
is
Genesis control. A is what?
Sorry. A is run. I'm sorry. A is run, B is jump, and then C is attack or some of the football back to you. I'm sorry.
Okay, so C is both attack and summon. Gotcha. I guess it could be worse. I really don't like the Genesis controller, though. Like, the buttons are slanted in the wrong way. It makes it difficult for me to actually, like, run and jump. But, considering that the players are playing on emulator, they can map the buttons however they would like, however is most comfortable for them. It's just a little bit difficult to deal with separate run and attack buttons, at least based off of our general layouts that we have on controllers these days. Yeah. And
False Igabod has gotten into stage 4. They haven't gotten as far into stage 4 as Kalen has, and yes, they have. False Igabod has immediately met with the slime pit of doom that is just at the bottom of stage 4 everywhere.
I love it.
Tristal has gotten to the end of stage 2. And then walked away from the end of the stage because it is such a labyrinth.
Considering that our See, I thought that there was no way to continue, but if there are passwords, that's a little bit more forgiving for Super Nintendo standards, and Kalen is through stage 3, moving on to the next area. I feel like everybody is, learning how to play the game right now. We've got 3 people in the sewers, I believe. Okami, is this the same level?
So there are 3 sewer levels.
Of course. I mean, why wouldn't there be?
So yeah, Okami and Kalen are in the final sewer level. And Okami has hit the second checkpoint, I believe, in this stage, so they are by far the furthest along in this final sewer level. It's much better than the clown circus level that comes later. I hear a bit of ominous silence on that revelation.
Ominous everything, Gotta be ominous. So what do you think? Like, I know that you live in South America right now, and soccer is definitely an important sport for pretty much any country outside of the U.S., but especially South America. It is a huge deal. Are you a big soccer fan, or soccer/football fan yourself?
I like watching it occasionally. My wife is a pretty big soccer fan, football fan. I could probably tell you way more than needed about. Oh yeah, Okami has gotten another checkpoint. So yeah, Okami is basically just by far the furthest in the sewer level, the final sewer level, thankfully. But yeah, and Kalen is trying to figure out what on earth you do whenever you get the football. Whenever you get a header, you can do a backwards kick with whatever the football's on top of your head, like the way you got it there, or you can let it drop back down after getting it on the top of your head, at which point it becomes a trampoline.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my gosh.
Oh well, Kalen's at least got a checkpoint here in this stage, so that's
good.
That definitely puts them in second above False Ichabod. Oh my goodness, False Ichabod found the gun. Yes, you have a gun. You can pick up a gun.
How do you use the gun?
You just shoot.
Shoot. Okay. Well, I mean, that's pretty practical. A soccer ball probably isn't going to be stopping everything, so give the child a gun. I feel like Cool Cat would not be okay with this, okay? Cool
Yeah,
Cat would say, give it to an adult. But there are no adults here.
Yeah, there are no adults here. Unfortunately, they wasted all the bullets, so they're back to just the soccer ball.
Well, I mean, that makes it a lot safer. Good.
Yeah.
By the way, I remember when I lived in Brazil. Brazil is like all about soccer, all about football. And while I was living there, because back then, I'm not Mormon now, but I was a Mormon missionary back then, and people always asked what was your team, and it's like, we don't know, we don't watch it. I'm very much a white American, so we'd usually just find whatever team had the best color scheme and say that we love them. We're like, yeah, that's my team because they got good colors.
Okami, I believe, is out of the sewers. No, they're still in the sewers. Sorry, they had one more sewer level to go. Yeah, they were on the second sewer out of 3. But yeah, Okami is on to the next level. It looks just exactly like the other one that Ichabod and Kalen are on. But yeah, my wife being actually from Ecuador cares much more about football, soccer than I do. And
wow, that was a good combo by Kalen. Very nice.
Yeah,
I really don't like this character that has like the gun. I do not like the proportions of anything there, and I feel like anybody designing a character, an enemy in the 21st century, might decide to opt for some different design scheme.
Brosencha, I have to break it to you, but that's not an enemy. That's the checkpoints. She's the checkpoint.
She's a checkpoint?
She's the checkpoint.
What the?
If you reach her, she takes a picture of you, and you start from where she last took a picture of you.
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah,
I'm taking a look to see if I can figure out what this person's name is in the game. I don't know.
She's just named the tourist in the manual.
The tourist?
The tourist.
Oh yeah, don't spend your time admiring this gorgeous woman. Get a little closer and she'll take your picture. This comes in very handy if you lose a life, as play restarts at the site of your last photography session. Okay.
Yeah. The manual knows what it was going for.
Yeah, at least the manual was a little bit better on that. I just really do not like that design. I feel it's a little odd. Okay.
What?
Oh my gosh, Justin brought me some food. We've got pot roast here. Thank you so much, Justin. No, that's my coffee.
I will say that Ecuador qualified for the World Cups this year, which, considering how many larger countries there are in South America that were fighting for the entry of the World Cup, is pretty interesting. I feel like Ecuador's team is doing very well. I think they even tied Brazil in an exhibition game.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, considering the size
really
of Ecuador
good
compared to Brazil, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, let me just say, Brazil, I think that they don't have anything against Ecuador. Argentina, that's who Brazil really, that's their enemy, that's their nemesis.
Ecuador's is Colombia, which in the qualifying for the World Cup, Ecuador beat Colombia 6-1. So
take that, Colombia.
Also, both Colombia and Peru sent complaints to FIFA trying to argue that Ecuador should not be able to go to the World Cup because one of Ecuador's players, who was born in Ecuador, his parents were illegal immigrants from Colombia. So both Colombia and Peru sent messages to
What
FIFA
the
saying,
crap? Are you serious?
Yeah,
That is so dumb.
They both sent messages to FIFA saying, Ecuador shouldn't be allowed. That player should actually be on the Colombian team, not the Ecuadorian team. Give us Ecuador's place.
Oh my gosh. Let me just say that seems a little problematic. As it turns out, a lot of we've had people leave the U.S. and play for other countries. Who cares?
Also, Ecuador has birthright citizenship. The guy's an Ecuadorian citizen. Colombia and Peru were both just trying to wanted a spot, and they figured that was the best way to get a spot was to complain to FIFA.
If you're going to complain about something, make it something that is not going to make everybody feel like you are a giant nerd. Okay? Complain about something real, like, oh, guess what? We don't want Ecuador to go because they, like, punched everybody in the face during that one match, you know? That would be something to complain about. Face punches.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and say that, that is pretty terrible. And, yeah, honestly, with a lot of the international teams out there, the teams representing different countries, a lot of them have players from different countries that weren't even born in that country. So that's not even, like, that doesn't even seem like it would be a legit argument, even if he were a citizen of another country. Like, I'm sorry, but you weren't gonna win that one.
Yeah.
Okami found the machine.
Yep, Okami's back to stage 5 again. Now let's see if Okami does not. I hope they do not have an automatic game over upon entering stage 5 again. I don't think Tristal has reached any checkpoints. I think everybody else is in stage 4, but it looks like Kalen has found the most checkpoints, followed by False Igabad. Well, actually, no. Tristal and False Igabad, I believe, have found the same number of checkpoints now.
Yeah, Tristal is actually pretty close to the end of this area as well. Okami was here just a little while ago. I hate how samey everything looks at this point.
So the thing that is driving Kalen, False Igabad, and Tristal nuts is that you need to find, I wouldn't say nuts, but making them run around in circles is that you need to find a ladder that goes down. And that's the issue. But yeah, Okami is pretty well in the lead here with this one. Marko is a bit of a pain to control. No, all the ladders do go down, but they need to find the right ladder. That the top of the ladder is hidden, so you can't see that there's a ladder that goes downward until you are standing on top of it. That's what's throwing them off. But I think Kalen's actually found it. I think Kalen has found, if they just keep going left, I believe they have found the exit to stage 4. Yes, they have. So Kalen is on to stage 5 as well.
Good.
Now what? Okami almost had that. Yes, you need to use your soccer ball, as a trampoline to get over that slime pit.
You can say football. You don't have to cater to the Americans here. Honestly, nobody should be catering to us. I am fine with you saying soccer. Honestly, if with you saying football, I'm fine. Whatever. Yeah. Call it footy practice. That's fine as well. Sure.
I don't think I'll do that one. No.
You're not that. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, I would say that honestly, we should here in America care more about the international game of football. Simply put, our women's team is amazing. We have such a good women's team that honestly, like, if you're going to be watching American soccer, watch the women's team when they go to the World Cup, because like pretty much every time they do stellar.
Okay, Okami is through level 5.
Very nice super can
Very
bonus.
nice. And on to more sewers.
Oh my gosh, why? Why did they stick? Well, I mean, you are fighting the sludge, and I guess the sewer's a good place to make the sludge. Why are there so many sewer levels?
So this is the end of this. However, what Okami needs to figure out, which I think they've figured out, this level you cannot exit until you destroy all the sludge cans. This is the only level in the game that requires you to do that. Stage 6, out of nowhere, says, hey, to exit this level, you need to destroy all the sludge cans. Some levels just
require... It does say it at the end of the manual, though. There is a hint. You cannot leave certain levels without destroying all of the sludge cans. It's up to you to find out which. So yeah. It just tells you there are some levels that you'll have to do that.
It doesn't tell you which levels, and yes, level 6 is that level.
It does have a counter at the top right, though. Is that,
yeah,
or is that?
It does. So, thank goodness. That makes it a bit easier to understand.
The counter did go down. Good.
Yeah. Yes, there is fire here. Because there is. This game also apparently had a bit of a... Oh, thank goodness. There's nothing in the manual that tells you that you can climb the chains, but Okami has figured that out.
I mean, it's a visual cue. You should probably, like, if there is something that looks like it might be climbable, push up.
Yeah, but
I'm getting really tired of this music, I gotta say.
Yeah, the music isn't great.
It's not the worst, but it's just so repetitive at this point. Dum, 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 dum. Who made this music? I gotta look up who made this music so I can yell at them. Okay.
This was going to be my first round pick, believe it or not, in my first GM appearance. However, in that first round, there was someone that had played through this entire game and beaten it, believe it or not.
Of course.
So thank you, Little May Rose, for being a wonderful, wonderful game historian.
So it looks like the person who made the music for this worked on basically other games from the company and didn't really do too much outside of that. That's fine. I'm glad that you didn't go, like... Sure, you worked on, what, Final Fight? Genesis version, it looks like. No, Game Boy Advance version, possibly. Wait, let me see. Atari ST, Commodore 64 version? Which one did you work on? I don't know. You worked on one of those.
Yeah. Okay, now Okami just has to... They have a Captain Kirk-like enemy that just appeared and disappeared. They wear a yellow shirt and have a phaser that can shoot, and then they just teleport away.
I mean, that is a good way to survive. If you do not kill your target immediately, you want to make sure you do not get hit. Pro assassin tip. There you go, everybody. I'm not sure if I should be giving pro assassin tips right now, but that's my assassin tip of the day.
So, oh no, Okami has not figured it out. They are at the exit of the level, but they have a sludge can that they have not destroyed.
One more sludge can for Okami. Come on, you can do it. You can find the sludge.
Yeah.
What are the salt
Oh,
shakers
yeah.
on the other stages? Like, is that salt, or are those other things that they're collecting?
Oh, those are pop cans. This game has a please recycle message, and if you collect all the pop cans, Marko does a dance and recycles them all.
Do you get anything for that?
You do not. You just get an extra. You
Just-
just get a very long animation.
Oh, it has to give you something, right? It
gives you
has
extra
to.
points. It doesn't give
I
you
feel-
lives or anything.
Are you sure that there's no extra life at like 10,000 or 30,000 points? Like, this was a game made in Europe, and whenever there's a European game, I would be paying attention to points, giving you extra lives.
I don't think there is. I think the way you get actually, I think there is. I think it's like every 10,000 you get a life.
There we go.
Yeah, Okami has a lot of lives. So Okami has probably found the most diabolical part of the game at the moment. You need to destroy that barrel. They thankfully got over it. There are nails on the floor. All the shiny, sparkly things are nails. If you step on them, you take damage.
I don't want that.
You're on a construction site now. Marko is just wandering around a construction site, destroying toxic sludge.
Okay. Oh, look, Tristal, beat this level and get to a level with different music. I need you to stop this.
Okami had good music if you want to switch to Okami.
Nope. Yeah, actually, I do want to switch real quick. As long as Okami isn't talking, I'll switch for a brief second, okay? Let's go ahead and listen to this. Okay,
See,
this is a little better.
It's just a little better. Okami has figured out what is actually a trick used in the tasks of this game. You can jump on top of the ball and use it as a trampoline while it's moving upwards. And he probably did that on accident to get up to a high platform, but the task of this game actually uses that in a few places to completely break a few levels.
Good news, Tristal is through, moving on to the next level. I feel like that's always good.
That means that Tristal is in second place now.
Nice, and we get the same crappy sewer music again.
Yeah. Hey, but you know what? By the end, depending on how well Okami does, we might get to hear the circus music by the end. We've still got to go through the forest before getting to the circus, but you know.
By the way, the manual for the Super Nintendo version actually says 100 stars gives you an extra life. The large stars are worth 8 of the small stars, so that may actually be beneficial for them to, like, especially if they're paying attention to, what is it? Checkpoints. If they're on a level that isn't just a level with a password, they may wish to at least grab the stars on their way, or that are relatively easy to get. No.
Yeah. I think Okami has found one of the knockoff Ghostbusters.
I love it.
Who is an enemy? Barrels respawn, I believe. Yes. However, there's only very few levels that actually destroy the barrels makes a difference, so. Thankfully, Marko does not take fall damage. Whenever Marko is flashing, those are all iframes. So Marko, whenever you take damage, next time someone takes damage, look at how many iframes you have for taking damage.
Yeah. Honestly, you say that, and I want to note that, while this is Kusog7ande, a bad video game tournament, there are a lot of things that I think are decent in this game. I think that they did a lot of good things in this. It's not perfect, it's got issues, but, like, the people who worked on the art did a stellar job. I think this, like, even if some of the art might be a little bit problematic in my opinion, still, the art is pretty neat. Julian Myers and Matthew Hicks did a lot of the art for this, so like that's pretty cool.
Yeah. No, I agree. The art in this game is incredible. I think it's, for a 16-bit game, it's one of my favorite. Although, again, yeah, some of the art is problematic, but, like...
I love that chat points out that I said they did a stellar job with the art, and immediately they had kind of the racist caricature pop up right then, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to backtrack while that's up there. Okay,
yeah.
But, like, a lot of the animations are really smooth. The main character, I actually really like when he falls, his hair kind of whips around a little bit. It's cute. Even this little machine has a lot of personality for being a weird sludge machine. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the machine at the end of the levels is the recycling machine. If you collect all the cans in the level, Marko puts them all in, and it takes forever to get through that animation.
If you get an extra life, it might. Well, I don't know. Considering that you have passwords in the game, it's probably not worth it.
Yeah.
Gotta be honest.
Ichabod has reached level 4. Tristal has reached level 5. So Tristal is in the level where just needs to destroy all the sludge cans.
I hate that 3 or 4 levels in a row have this music. It needs to stop. Okay? Get this kid out of the sewer. I don't want sewer children.
Oh, Okami takes a death, but thankfully they do start with just 2 sludge cans needing to be destroyed, and they are at basically the end of the level. So they're pretty close, although I do think they need a backtrack. I think they skipped 2 sludge cans.
I'm like, okay. I can go ahead and buy that there could be random fire in a sewer. I do know about sewer explosions and stuff. It happens. But what I don't understand is why the fire is just coming out of the wall with no visual indication that there's going to be fire there. That's my concern.
Yes, chat has pointed out that yes, every single time you jump on top of the ball, you jump higher. So there is a limit to how many times you can do it, but the height that you get from jumping on top of the ball about 4 times in a row is it's incredible, actually.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like that's a very helpful piece of information to have, and honestly one that I would probably play around with a lot. Just so you know, we are attacking mice in this game, but that's because they're sludge mice. They're not normal mice, okay, Xandra? You don't have to worry about it. As long as you're not a sludge mouse, you're safe from Marko.
Yeah, and let's see, yeah. So
Okami getting some good height there, very nice.
Yeah, Okami just needs to find 1 sludge barrel that they left behind.
What I don't understand is why is there a construction worker on top of an already built house?
I don't know.
There's no construction work going on there. Is he just like slacking? He's slacking. Of course you gotta kill him.
Thankfully, Marko has no fall damage.
Yeah, good job, Marko. Snowfall. He's a roofer? Well, he's not really working on the roof either. He's just there.
Although I will say, one interesting thing as well about, you know what, I forgot what I was going to say, so I won't say what was interesting.
Also, let me go ahead and say that why do you need a hard hat if you're working on a roof? The roof is below you. I don't know. I've got a lot of questions about this, and unfortunately Marko is not really helping me understand any of this. I love it. It looks like Okami is heading to the left. Is this the correct direction to go?
Yes, it was the correct direction to go. They had reached the end of the level, but they had one sludge barrel that they had left behind, so they couldn't exit the level. But thankfully, they have found it and now can go on to Out of the Sewers, finally.
I am glad that this game doesn't have a timer, though. The controls for, like, exactly how you want to kick the soccer ball don't seem super intuitive, and so not having a timer makes it a little bit more bearable, I'd say.
So I can pull up, I sent what the manual says directly about the soccer controls. Oh wait, has anybody said anything in match 3? Oh, nothing important. So here, the controls specifically state: short kick, press C, then press down on the D controller. The manual calls the D-pad the D controller. Low kick, just tap the C button. Medium kick, spelled wrong. Hold the C button for just a little bit long. Chip, press C, then press up on the D controller. Juggling, press up on the D controller and then press C. Head juggling, when juggling, press up on the D controller and C, and Marko chips the ball onto his head. Overhead kick, when juggling, press C for an acrobatic overhead kick, hold for low, tap for high. Those are all your soccer ball controls.
Okay, that's great. Hold the C, but yeah, medium. No, that's not spelled wrong. MEDIUM, that's medium.
Sorry. It's the for a little bit long. Just a little bit long.
For just that little bit longer. That's a little awkward.
Yeah. But yeah, Okami is into Suburbia. Stage 8. Suburbia looks better?
Okay.
It's the first level again.
I mean, the same tile set, but there's a angry guy on a bicycle, so that's different.
Yeah, it's slightly different thing.
Also, kids, I'm gonna recommend do not walk on power lines. That is not safe. There is a hedgehog, though. And lots of rats. There are lots of rodents in this game.
I remember, now that you said hedgehog, this game, Sega did try to advertise this game a bit. Marko actually has multiple official appearances in the Sonic the Hedgehog comic.
Really?
Really.
Interesting.
That obviously did not work out well for Sega, so I don't know if Marko would therefore be like the only. Well, he would have probably been the first character in the Sonic the Hedgehog comic to officially appear on a Nintendo console.
You may be right, because Marko did appear on the Super Nintendo. Yeah. People are saying the most successful Sonic character. You're right, yeah. Marko better than Sonic. It's official. Brian Williams, thank you for the raid here, and thank you everybody who has followed and subscribed. I'm not paying I usually don't pay too much attention to all of that because, I want to focus on the gameplay and eating my pot roast. But you are all very much loved. Thank you so much. Okami is definitely the one who's in the lead, and I don't really foresee anybody passing Okami just because he's really rocking this. Everybody else is sort of doing more or less the same. They have been stuck in the terror that is the sewer for ages.
Although Tristal got the farthest through the sewer, so Tristal's in second place. But False Igabod and Kalen, I might need to go back and double check how far each one of them went, but I believe False Igabod has gotten farther through the sewer than Kalen has.
Yeah. Well, oh my gosh, I really, really want to see some progress by the players. It's just, this game is so hard. The plasma ball that you see by this nuclear waste or the sludge, by the way, on False Igabot's screen, that is an extra life. Why is a plasma ball an extra life? Hard to say.
Yeah.
The manual doesn't really explain it either. It says, what does it say? It may look odd, but this pulsating mass of lights is one of the best around. Pick it up for guaranteed extra life. There you go. That's the explanation you get. Tristal, beat this level so I can hear something else. I'm tired of this.
So Tristal is back in the same level as Kalen and False Igabot. But
was there a game over? Is that what happened? I'm gonna take that as a yes.
Well, sometimes you just need to let it rip, Yes, the background is lower res than the foreground. To get out of the sewers, Tristal needs to get through like 3 more levels. They got through 2 more levels, but then they went backwards.
It happens. I mean, if the game is a little bit stingy with the passwords, that happens. I honestly think that when it comes to Super Nintendo, Genesis era games, I'm fine with password systems, but figuring out what the right balance is for a password, it can be a little bit difficult. Do you give more passwords than necessary, or do you string them out a little bit in order to make it more of a challenge? I'm not exactly sure what this game achieves by that, whether it's too kind or too cruel. One game I can definitely say is too cruel is Tintin in Tibet for the Super Nintendo. That, you have to beat 4 levels before you get a password, and that game is a nightmare. Absolutely a nightmare.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
False Igabot dying right there. That is unfortunate, but
they thankfully have the questionable checkpoint right there.
Yeah.
Caitlin has gotten to level 5. Now, Tristal had gotten to level 6 before the password only goes back to level 4. So unfortunately, whenever Tristal took a game over, the password just sent them back to level 4. But if Kalen gets out of level 5, they could push up to where Tristal was. And False Igabod has also just entered level 5, so False Igabod could also push to where Tristal was.
Yeah, there's a true fight for second place. First place, I'm not sure if anybody else is going to get to the tank boss that Okami is currently fighting. Or Child. Can you imagine Child going up against a tank with a soccer ball? I'd just give up.
It's a terrible boss. Yes, this boss is very difficult. One thing that isn't really mentioned in this game is that every kick variation you do does wildly different amounts of damage for no good reason. So
I mean, I would imagine that the harder tricks would deal more damage. Oh, the tank's down! Okami is through!
So the hardest kick is indeed the most damage, and then after that, its second most damage is the easiest kick. Don't. But Okami is onto the onto the forest.
Okay, I want to hear this music. Vroom.
Yeah. No, and as
I don't like it either.
Yeah, as Chad has mentioned, Okami very quickly figured out that the tank does not have a hurt box, only its attacks have a hurt box. So you can basically stay inside the tank, and the tank can't hurt you because it only attacks in front of it. So if you just walk inside of it all the time, it can't hurt you, and you just occasionally kick the soccer ball. Kalen is on to stage 6. So they are. Oh, and
well, Okami just got a password, so it's not a huge deal, right? I think.
Yeah, Okami. That's not a huge deal for Okami. Well, Marko can swim in other levels. It's just the fact that it's toxic nuclear sludge at the bottom of these sewers. Which, to be fair, I don't think anyone could swim in very well.
Honestly, I feel like it might be a little bit easier to swim in sludge because it's a little more viscous. You're more likely to be able to float on top of a sludge. However, you will eventually die of radiation poisoning, so not recommended.
Yeah.
But dying this quick, I don't know. I think that's an exaggeration. Like, the animals didn't die that quick, they just became evil.
Oh, the Toxic Avenger. You know what? I actually own that game.
Oh.
Like, I own that game on Genesis and owned it for many years before I even knew about speedrunning or anything, and it was always my least played. It was actually surprisingly... I didn't play it very often, I just gave it to other people often to torture them.
That is fair enough. It's not a great game. It's got issues.
Well, Igabod has taken a death, and game over. I believe Kalen, I will need to go back, but I think Kalen has destroyed more sludge barrels in stage 6 than Tristal did.
Huh.
So, I will have to double check in the VOD to make sure. But Kalen, if they get through this in the next 5 minutes, is very clearly winning this one. Well, not winning, but taking second.
Okay. Yeah, well,
but
that's really exciting.
I believe they are in second already. Oh yes, the forest is a horrible level. Also, I feel like just we've had a few game overs. Okami let the Domark logo appear that time. Just if the Domark logo appears again, don't take a very close look at the O.
Why?
In the Domark logo. It very much appears like something else.
Okay, well, we're currently on the screen where that could happen, so it looks
Not
like
that.
a circle.
Not that Domark logo.
Well, okay. I suppose.
You're welcome, chat.
This isn't my fault this time. It's not my fault this time, okay? I'm trying to keep things appropriate. You know what? Butts exist, okay? They're real. Get over it, everybody. That's just life, okay? Sometimes things look like that. My gosh, Cosmic. You silly. Yeah, as it turns out, butts are real, everybody. And if you have a butt, then you are very likely real. Yeah?
Potentially.
If you had your butt removed, then I can't vouch for your humanity anymore. Sorry. To have a butt is to be human.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, so as Chad has mentioned, Kaylin has never figured out you can climb. She has figured out, sorry, that you can bounce on the ball to go up higher, but not figured out that you can climb the ropes. So
That's weird. I wonder why.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. But they have 5 left to go through. I feel like Tristal had 8 left to take out. I will double check the VOD before declaring that Keelan is actually in second, though.
Yeah, we would definitely, whenever we have a close match between the players, you know, we do VOD checks before officially solidifying any of the scores, but we actually have a bot where we send the final scores to that keeps track of them. So it's been very helpful to have that reporting channel. With that said, you know, this is one of those games that, due to some of the levels being non-linear, oftentimes, you know, it will come down to some of those tiebreakers. Who has destroyed more barrels in a level? Who has managed to get there first if they destroyed the same number of barrels? Those are often the determining factors in a game like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it looks like Okami is game over. Going back to the password, I can appreciate always trying to get back into it and just making a touch more progress. But Kaylin is on to the level after the sewers. I think that's a pretty official second place.
Oh, yeah. Or did they... Yeah. That is...
Wow. Oh, Kaylin game over and just start the game over again. Okay, thank you, chat. This is just the same tile set as the level after the sewers, because, you know, why not make it difficult to actually track? Thank you, video games.
Yeah. Thank you, Okami.
Oh my gosh. Hi, chat. Well, chat, I want you to know one person loves you, and that is actually everybody. We all love you. Ah! Time! That is the end of the match, everybody. Throw your hands up in the air and celebrate that we don't have to listen to sewer music anymore, because we are done with that game. Come on, music. I need different music. Please pull something up that's not Quick Man. Come on, YouTube. YouTube! Monkey Island, I'll take it. I love Monkey Island. Yeah. So, it is very clear to us that Okami took the victory today. We're gonna welcome Okami in to come and chat if they would like. Yeah. Oh, it looks like Okami is on their way. Hello there, Okami, and congratulations on your victory today.
Hello, friends.
Hey, it has been a hot minute. Good to have you here.
Good to be back.
Yeah, so you did pretty dang well in this.
Did I? I didn't feel like I did.
You were a few levels ahead of everybody else, yes.
Okay.
So you demolished it. You got to the tank boss, you beat the tank boss. Everybody else stuck in the sewers. Yeah, the sewers were a nightmare for the players. Why is that a nightmare, Okami? Why?
Well, the controls are a bit floaty and slippery as it is, so doing precision platforming can be a bit rough. The sewage pools that you can jump into, those insta-kill you. which is not great.
Not the best, yeah.
The last of the sewer stages throws a new mechanic in there where you have to destroy all the barrels before you can open the exit. So that definitely threw me for a bit. Like, okay, now I have to go look in every nook and cranny. I at least got most of them as I was going through it, and it's 3 stages that you have to do all in a row before you can get another password, I believe.
Yeah, that is very rough. Like, to be fair, the screen before you enter the level technically does say to destroy the barrels, but it's very easy to miss because guess what? You think you're going to be doing exactly what you have done up until that point.
Yeah, both of the barrel destroy stages I did, both I ran into the problem if I got to the end and there was 1 or 2 left, and it was especially more problematic in the second one because I had to backtrack like a full 3 minutes lost because of that, which I at least had a life reserve built up, so maybe I got lucky and just had enough lives to kind of brute force through it. I think I had 7 extra lives at one point.
That definitely helps out, having a lot of extra lives. And honestly, we were talking about various ways to get extra lives in the game. I believe 100 stars was one.
100 stars, the electricity power-up in the stages, that's a 1-up.
Yes. Like, the ball of plasma doesn't look like it would be a 1-up, but it is.
I know, right?
I'm not sure if there's a way to get a 1-up with a score, but there may be certain levels that you reach that give you 1-ups. Like, for a game like this, where continues are a little bit brutal and send you a decent way back, it's important to pay attention to what is going to give you a little more longevity when you are trying to get that new password. So, yeah, I would say that you being careful and getting extra lives definitely helped.
Yeah. First, I can't believe I'm saying this in this soccer game, but the worst power-up is the gun.
It is! It really is!
The problem with it is you can only fire it in 4 directions, or I guess rather 3. I don't know if you can fire it down, but you can't use it in as many. Like, anytime I got the power-up, I had to attack enemies that were like vertically or like off to the side a bit. Basically, like, at an angle where I couldn't shoot them with the gun, I had to use the soccer ball. And you can't switch weapons until that gun wears off, so I was just like, well, guess this is my life now for the next few seconds.
It is indeed a very sad power-up, considering how good it sounds it should be.
I mean, yeah, it was a little bit of a surprise, but what can you say? Sometimes power-ups aren't as good as you hope.
I especially loved, we were talking about extra lives earlier, I especially loved that extra life that I saw in like one of the super stages that was above a death pit. But thankfully, you can hold down to pan the camera down so you cannot fall for that.
Gotcha. So right now, I do know that you came in first, Okami, and I believe Falsigabad unfortunately came in 4th. I'm not sure about the other 2. Is this going to be a VOD review, Cosmic?
This is a VOD review, and I'm very quickly checking it because I just basically need to see if Crystal, how many barrels they had whenever they got sent back to
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to. Yeah, that's fine. So go ahead. We will let people know. We have a reporting channel over in the Discord to keep track, and of course, if you type !schedule, we have the previous matches listed as well as the various points that each player got. If you're curious about the score for those 2 players, you can go ahead and check a little bit later. It'll be updated. We promise.
It looks like, actually, I'm going to double check. I'm right at the spot. I believe it or not. So, wonderful news. It appears, if everything is correct, that...
What? Just say it! Just say it!
Suspense, I see.
Stop the suspense!
That Tristal and Kaled had the exact same number of barrels left.
Ooh, which Tristal definitely got there first.
Tristal got there first.
Oh.
So, Crystal is second, And Kalen is third.
That is awesome, Kalen. You almost got it. And also thank you for subscribing, Kalen. I'm sorry that you didn't like the magical football. I'll go ahead and keep it in my house later on. Seriously, great job to everybody here. That was a lot of fun. Cosmic and Okami, thank you so much. Okami, need to plug anything real quick?
Yeah, I run Retro Book Club. It's always a good time. We have people submit games, and then we just all play them together as a group. Did we have any, like, notable trash games? Not really like, anything particularly notable for trash from last week, but I did make people play Advanced Buster Hawk Blade Lancer. That is a good shmup on the Genesis, or the Mega Drive, rather.
Sometimes it's good to play good games. Well, awesome, Okami. Go have fun with your streams. That's Friday nights, right?
Yep, Friday nights.
Cool. So you can go ahead and check out over on Okami's channel, Friday Nights Retro Book Club. Thank you so much, and Cosmic, thank you as well. I'll see both of you later.
Thank you.
Catch you all later.
Bye. Well, I do not want to dilly-dally, everybody. We've got games.